Hello and welcome to another stream. Today we're going to be trying out a new brew that I've been thinking about for a minute. We're going to be trying out a revamping of Green-White Company. Of course, this deck built around Collected Company. But this archetype has kind of gotten a couple of interesting additions that we haven't really discussed. And I haven't personally tried out. Obviously, the shell remains fairly similar. We are trying out, a couple of mana creatures to get ahead and hopefully have the curve of turn 1 1 drop into turn 2 3 drop. We have a bunch of very powerful 3 drops in Knight of the Reliquary, Endurance, Skyclave Apparition, Ranger Captain of Eos, and this is a brand new addition. This is Brutal Cathar. Actually, it looks really tiny in, in this thing here, so let me make it a little bit larger so you can read what it does. So it's a werewolf. And for 3 mana, it's a 2/2. When it enters the battlefield, you exile target creature on opponent's control until this leaves the battlefield. And then it flips into a 3/3 first strike ward 3. And then if you ever happen to flip it again, you get to exile another creature and kind of, go over from there. The idea here is that I wanted to have access to an answer to Murktide Regent and stuff like that. Because we do, of course, have access to Skyclave Apparition against, Death Shadows, monkeys, and stuff like that. But whenever your opponent drops like a 6/6 or 8/8 Murktide Regent, it's really hard to answer. So Brutal Cathar tries to kind of cover that basis. We're also a Stoneforge Mystic deck, so the reason for having Stoneforge here is that there are not very many other good 2-drops, and not every single time you're just going to have access to turn 1 mana dork, so you want to make sure that you have at least a couple of 2-drops in order to fill out that curve. And obviously, alongside Stoneforge, we have access to Batterskull and Kaldra complete. We can also get Shadow Spear, and you're going to notice that I'm playing 1 Shadow Spear, 1 Soul Guide Lantern. And the reason for this is that I have learned that for whatever reason, if I brew any deck, that deck is better the second that I add Urza Saga to it. So we're adding Urza Saga here as well to kind of see how this plays out. I'm not 100% sure whether it's going to be great or not, but I wanted to give it a shot. We're also going to have access to 1 copy of Yavimaya because I'm playing Knight of the Reliquary. And since I'm playing Yavimaya already because I'm interested in playing it, we can also play a singleton copy of Flagstones of Trocaire. So in any sort of interesting spot where we are able to have both in play, we can actually use Knight of the Reliquary to ramp, which is interesting. We also have Blast Zone and Ghost Quarter as our other utility lands. And finally, 1 copy of Stomping Ground. And the only reason for playing this is precisely to just, Prismatic Ending for X = 3. That's the idea for the Stomping Ground. I thought about putting Kesef Wolfrun in the deck, but I'm already playing a bunch of colorless lands already, and I don't want to make my deck too clunky. When we go to the sideboard, we have access to Burrington Forge Tender, which we can of course find with our Ranger Captain. Pretty solid against burn and decks with removal. Going turn 1 Burrington Forge Tender into turn 2 Stoneforge Mystic can be quite strong. Pithing Needle as another Saga target. Couple of copies of Xantifier on deck. This card is obviously fantastic against the Shadow decks, so we're playing a couple of copies. Scavenging Ooze as Graveyard Hate and also as Gain Life thingy. 4th copy of Skyclave Apparition for whenever this effect is something we're interested in. 1 Ramming Up Excavator for against strong Amulet decks where we want to recur our Ghost Quarter or recur our Sagas. Ramming Up can be pretty interesting. A couple of copies of Tireless Tracker against the control strategies and whatnot. 3rd copy of Endurance against combo and graveyard decks. Knight of Autumn against burn and artifact/enchantment decks. Couple of copies of Forces because Hammer is still a deck, and the 4th copy of Ending because the card is really good. This is going to be the deck. Very quick deck tech, and hopefully we're going to be able to see how the deck plays out through a Modern League. If you're enjoying the content, of course, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. If you would like to see decks like this, or you have any thoughts about the deck, of course, let me know in the comments. And in the meantime, I'll see you there for round number 1. All right, beautiful hand. Yeah, let's keep this. Turn 1 Hierarch. Turn 2 Apparition, I guess. Please monkey me, opponent. ¿Qué haces, Iván querido? Be watching your latest YouTube videos, playing Titan, but miss the streams. Yeah, I miss the streams too. Am I just playing this guy? I really want to just play this guy for no value. We're playing against some sort of control deck. If this is creativity, I get super punished because this is my answer to like an Emrakul or whatever. I think I'm just gonna err towards my opponent being on something else. But the fact that next turn I can attack for 3 and then this flips into a 3/3 first strike and I can Coco on my opponent's end step, like that's pretty exciting to me. That looks pretty exciting to me. The list posted a few weeks ago at a recent tourney. I expect a nap taking shadow after the event. Is the white splash worth a try? I don't know. I kind of liked it, but it was more so because of Elatambri's call than the sideboard tech. I felt like the sideboard, I was just struggling to cast the sideboard cards on time. Chalice for 1. Absolutely irrelevant. You love to see it. Alright, here's my Urza Saga. Take 3. Tuto, gracias por el sub. Transuders will have been curving my Titan content addiction. Well, happy to hear that. Happy to hear that. Yeah, I've been trying to, you know, pump up the YouTubes since, you know, I can't really do anything in terms of the stream. Soundwebkey, thank you for the follow. Do I play into counterspell here? I guess I don't have to, which is nice. Just gonna seize my Saga, but then I untap and then I just cast Company. Fire. So I'm definitely taking Esper Sentinel, because my opponent is super stuck on mana. And I think I don't care about this, and I'm just gonna take the Endurance just because it's the bigger body. Gonna say, oh, and we have to be very careful to hit okay instead of no, because for whatever reason, those are flipped out specifically for Collected Company. And I'm gonna shuffle like Coco back into my deck, why not? I get Stoneforge here, I'm just gonna go for Saga, get some Saga value instead. Do I want to get some Saga value? Yeah, let's get some Saga value. Actually, Esper Sentinel buffs my Saga token. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, oof, you'll love to see it. Would I like to draw a card? Yes, please. Let's make a token here. 3, 6, they're literally just dead on board. Just actually just dead on board. Yep. Sounds good. All right, blue-white. Bring these bad boys. Bring that bad boy. Cut those birdies. Don't think I like the Brutal Cathars. Even though it kind of looked fine there. Like it did not look half bad, but... Dan Francisco with a tier 1 sub, 35 months. Everybody, thank you so much for the continued support. Really, really appreciate it. This is shit itself reminded me from British Army and the prelim. It's a sign. Wow. Such sadness. Don't misclick, I say no to a Titan trigger. Yikes. That one's gonna stick for a while, huh? So my opponent's playing Fire and Ice? Like, do I want to bring in Forge Tender? I don't think so. My one Pioneer just for the Fairy. I don't think I care about Pioneer. I don't think I care about the Fairy that much, honestly, if at all. Also, there's the possibility that my opponent is still playing a creativity deck. It's a lot less likely. I guess they have Chalice, so never mind. They don't have a creativity deck. They're just playing a control deck. I'm assuming that it's just blue-white splashing red. Skyclave isn't great. Skyclave gets rid of all of their planeswalkers. Like I think Skyclave is actively quite good against them. This hand's slow. Opponent kept 7 though. So I guess I keep this. I keep this with a sad face. Can we draw my network? Sadness. Sadness. I guess I could have played a fetch to play around Spreading Seas. If they seize these, then they don't seize my Saga though, so kind of okay with that. Just say go here. And they don't have counterspell, which is nice. I might have for Boseiju. I made an entire video talking about Boseiju. I think Boseiju is gonna be insane. Who said that Skyclave was bad in the matchup? Show your face. Show your face, whoever said that Skyclave sucked in the matchup. Oh, it's getting hot in here, chat. It's getting real hot. Take 2 nerd. Do I want to play Saga here? I'm reacting with Skyclave instead of playing out my cards. Yeah, that's true, but like, Scavenging Ooze would have been so much better, so much worse there, right? Like, I played on turn 2, my opponent plays the Fairy and bounce it. Instead, I am the one that's ahead in that exchange. Which land to play here is very interesting. Do I want to play Saga? What's up, George? How you doing? I think I just want to play the basic planes. Because I'm going to Coco on end step, and then I'm going to want to try to resolve Tracker on my next turn. I'm not going to Coco in response to the Archmage's Charm. Because then my opponent taps and wraths, and I'm in trouble. So I'd rather tap my opponent low on their end step, I think. Obviously, they could have drawn into counter magic there, but Excavator, okay. They have to counter this. Or not. So I guess I'm only attacking with this Skyclave. So here they can probably draw 2 with Deluge. Maybe cycle a Shark. Or just do nothing. Also acceptable. Here's the Wrath. Yeah. Seems kind of fine though. We're gonna go Esper Sentinel into Knight. Dress down. Okay. They just wanted to cycle. Here we go. No Titan today? I don't think so. I think I'm just gonna... I've been wanting to try out this brew. I've been playing a lot of Amulet. Like, basically all the videos that I've been making have all been Amulet, so it's just like... I wanted to try something different today. Jeff Cat with the True One sub, 27 months. Welcome back. Appreciate you. Thank you for the support. I am back indeed, Merrywinter. Kind of always never gone. Okay, so if they bounce Tef, they bounce Saga. I'm just gonna go get. Oh, I could play Yavi Maya and go get Flagstones actually, which is kind of interesting. There's only one thing and it's disgusting. Yeah, we do. We just want to cast 6/6 for 6. What is this, Mind Sensor? There's no way you're playing even Mind Sensor, opponent. Get out of here. Solitude? Sure, like that's whatever. I don't care about the life that I'm gaining here, so I'd rather just like leave this fetch line in case I draw another tracker. Give me that Urza Saga. Okay, Peach Solitude. That's fine. Shadow Spear kind of sucks there, because now I don't have anything to go fetch. Play another Knight. Do I play the Shadow Sphere right now? I guess I do. We get to make a token on end step. We've flooded pretty badly, and I still feel like we're slightly ahead. We're not super ahead, but I do feel like I'm slightly ahead right now. Sure. Another C's? Okay. Big Def, okay. Gonna minus on the Knight? You're not gonna minus on the Knight. Okay, so we get to untap with this. Make a token here. Eventually we'll just draw gas. Hopefully. That's at least what I'm hoping for. Yeah, that's gas. that's gas, yeah. No more verdict for you. So my dudes are 4/4s. can't really get any good lands here. This is pretty rough. I think I'm just going to equip the knight and I'm going to send the knight at the ferry. They could have prismatic ending, which would be pretty rough, but... Well, they don't have verdict mana. They don't have verdict mana, but they could have prismatic ending mana. And they plus their Tef, so... That's a blowout. That's an absolute blowout. For sure. That's a blowout. Hey, one drop. Okay, so what do I need to win now? This is starting to get out of hand. That dress down was insane. That was an insane dress down. Okay. So they have Solitude in hand. Just gonna get my Hark. If I Blast Zone 1, 2, 3... We don't have enough to kill this. That's a problem. We're in trouble here, folks. We are in trouble. We are in a lot of trouble here. Okay. I'm attacking these Teferi because now they can't minus. I know that we're kind of losing to the other Teferi, but like we're pretty dead here anyway. Like we just flooded a little bit too much. Just drew a couple too many lands. Just drew a couple too many lands. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have exactly enough to 1, 2, 3. I have exactly enough to make this x equals 5. So I'm just gonna have to pass a turn here and just uptick Blast Zone so I don't die to this Teferi's ultimate. They could have Spreading Seas for this, but we can only do so much here, you know? Sure. I mean, we do get a nice little 2-for-1 if they don't have a Spreading Seas. I'm conceding to the Spreading Seas, though. Yeah, okay. Seen enough. Seen enough. Okay, changes. I think I want Piety Needle over Soul Guide. Anything else? Not really. Prismatic Ending is kind of weird. I think my opponent may have cut their chalices, which would make sense. So maybe we want to cut these. Then I guess we can add Knight of Autumns. Like this can be a 4/3 if I need it. Like it's obviously not great, but we do have some pretty good cards in the matchup, but just gotta draw them, you know. This is a solid start. Madeleine PSD only amulet, so that was a lie. Yeah, I should actually, yeah, I should just probably update that whole thing. That schedule does not exist anymore. That schedule does not exist no more. Things have gotten in the way of that schedule. So here we get to Stoneforge. We get to either Stoneforge or Tracker. I guess now we get to do both. So let's go Tracker. Opponent's gonna counter it. So you get the counter spell. Dress down. Okay. I'm getting Flagstones because next turn we can actually just gonna hold on to the Stoneforge obviously because Dress Down is a blowout. I think I want to name the Fairy Time Raveler. Dude, like these Dress Downs have been an absolute blowout. Who could have thought that this card would be good against the creature deck? Wild, if you ask me. Do you think you have a regular stream scale again, or will remain sporadic? No, I will definitely get to that point, but the problem is that right now, like the baby herself is kind of sporadic. You know what I'm saying? Like some days she's chill, and some days she like requires constant attention, and you know, then the next day things are a little bit easier, but then the following day things are a mess again. So because of that, it's just. So that sucks. This is bait, by the way. I think I might need Vatter Skull here. Man, what I would have loved to draw land there. Would have been absolutely fantastic to draw land there. The greatest blessings and projects. Yep, 100%. Don't wrath me, bruh. Don't wrath me, bruh. Hey, bro didn't wrath me. That's good. That is good. Let's do this. Crack my clue. Okay. Swing for 4. Dress Down doesn't stop Batter Skull Germ. No, it's still a 4/4. Like it stops the lifelink and the vigilance, but it's still a 4/4. Okay, so if they don't find a verdict, I'm probably going to win fairly easily. If they do, what happens if they do find a verdict? Maybe I should have just found Kaldra. I should have just gotten Kaldra. Like Kaldra survives verdict. I totally forgot about that thing. Kaldra surviving verdict would have been a huge deal. Okay. Attacks. I guess I shouldn't have attack with this. Yeah, I shouldn't have attack with the... Yeah, this was just a bad attack. I should have attacked with the other two things. The Stoneforge was just a bad attack. Playing a little bit harder into Verdict, but that's... I guess I have to. I have to get around this Solitude. Yeah, I shouldn't have attacked with it. That was just very silly. Like, they were obviously representing Solitude, just a hard cast Solitude. Fairy resolves. Mm-hmm. But it's probably going to chomp here. I think I do want to play out the Raminap. Hey, how's it going, Magical? Baby's great. Baby's doing well, fortunately. Just tiring. Just tiring, but very happy. Still, same story. Wrath or bust. I get a Liliana is 18 months. Yep. Yep. We're approaching 2 months. We're approaching 2. They draw 2, really digging for that Wrath. Which makes sense, because, you know, they lose otherwise, right? So, digging for the Wrath seems like a good play. You find it, OP? They found it. What? Excuse me. Excuse me, what? Let's think here. I get a fetch land. I can just get Ghost Squatter, right? I can get Blast Zone. I get Blast Zone. Knight of Autumn kills this. And tap, swing for lethal? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about this little combo you got going on here, opponent. All right, sure. I'll take the W though. See you for the next round. All right, round number 2. On the draw. I'm not shipping this hand, right? We keep this hand and we're happy about it. Turn 1, basic island. Venture, Merfolk Deeper. No. Venture Deeper. It's called Merfolk Spirit Keeper. Different things. Okay, so they're just playing the Vengevine deck. The striker seems good with Saga. He makes bigger the token. Yes! It's a she, actually. Which is... I did not know until somebody pointed it out to me. Glimpse. Right. Creeping Chill, Narcomoeba, 1 Amalgam. Double Otherworldly Gaze. We got options here. We got many options here. I think that's the best option. I think that one is the best option of all the options we have. So let's do that option. Stitcher Supplier. All right. What do you got? In response to this fetch, I'm going to endurance them. So now they can't cast the Gravecrawler, and the Price Amalgam doesn't come back. We also get rid of the otherworldly journeys. You want to bring back a Reward Reclaimer? I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking about it myself, and I've been trying to think, okay, like, can I just bring back like the classic green-white Reclaimer, just like the deck that was good, you know? And I'm fairly sure that I can't, but I'm gonna give it a shot nevertheless. I'm pretty sure that I can't, but I'm gonna give it a shot anyways. And the reason why I think that I can't, it's because we are in a like the strength of that deck was that obviously like what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to replace sorry, I'm trying to think what to do here, and I'm gonna kill this Stitcher Supplier so they can't get back the Gravecrawler and the Price Amalgam. Am I attacking here? I don't think I'm attacking. I think I'm just blocking the Narcomoeba, because otherwise I go to 9 and then the chills kill me. But the issue with the Titan Field deck, the issue with replacing Field for Saga in the Titan deck is that Field worked very well with Valakut, because both decks wanted you to have a lot of creatures in play, and Saga is the complete opposite. Like Saga does not work well with Valakut because you're just, you know, discarding you're destroying your own lands, which is not where you want to be. So it's kind of awkward in that sense. I'll block you. I'm definitely attacking with the Skyclave. Shadow Spear. Shadow Spear is really cool here. Man, I'm missing land drops. I really want to play this Noble Hierarch. But I also really want to play this Knight of the Reliquary, and I also really want to play this Prismatic Ending. So many cards I really want to play. I think this turn I'm gonna play the Knight, because it's the one that has the highest upside. Alright, Modern is missing Gaia's Cradle. You heard it here first. Modern is missing Gaia's Cradle. There may be a missing piece there, but I just know what it is. Just need a different alternative angle that isn't Titania. Well, Titania is pretty good, actually. Titania is pretty solid. The issue is that the problem with that deck is that Primeval Titan doesn't just win. And that's the problem. Primeval Titan plus Field just won the game. Like, you untapped and you won the game. And that's just not really the case anymore. What's up, Baijan? How's it going? The budget cradle. Yeah, probably it's not the same thing. So if my opponent attacks with everything, I'm gonna block the Miba and I'm just gonna take some damage from this Vengevine, I think. I just don't attack. Okay. Take 4. So this turn I'm just gonna play the Shadow Spear, I think. So now they're going to be able to recast the Gravecrawler, but I don't really care about it, I don't think. So Shadow Spear. Equip there. Missing these land drops is pretty rough, not gonna lie. Can swing for 4. I think I'd rather just leave this back to block. So now they don't have attacks, because the life-linking endurance is gonna hold off the 4 till a little bit. The MS pretty cool with Knight. Yeah, of course. This is a pretty sweet combo. We're kind of hanging in there. Like, they don't really have good attacks here. Wait, what? They do get a 1/1, but that's fine, I think. There's honestly an argument for trading with the priced amalgam, because trading with the amalgam means that they can't cast the Gravecrawler. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it would have been better to... I guess it would have been exactly the same. It would have been exactly the same, never mind. So here we're at a reasonable life total now. We're untapping with Knight. Perfect timing. I think this works out. Now we block. We take 3, we gain 4. We got 9. Like, they just don't have good attacks. Unless they have a removal spell for the shadows. But yeah, exactly. Their deck just doesn't function. Sweet. Don't even need the Graveyard Hate. Just... And we have so many good sideboard cards. Nice. We have so many good sideboard cards too, which is really funny. It just looks really good, right? Just feels like our deck just lines up very well against theirs. I think this is fine. If I've been enjoying all the YouTube content lately, but it's always great to catch you live. Thank you, Case Heroes. Yeah, YouTube has given me a lot more flexibility. Like, I'm only streaming today because my parents are here. I'm only able to stream today because my parents are here. You know, they're just helping my wife take care of the baby. But the good thing about the YouTube content, and that's why I've been making YouTube content, is because I can go. You know, I can just. This hand looks fine. I can just go. If I need to like stop the recording at any time, I can just do that freely. You know, and I can just go take care of what needs to be taken care of, and then come back. So. I can fetch a basic or I can fetch a dual here. I think I'm fetching a dual. It's a bit more damage, but I think that, you know, if this dies, I need to be able to do more stuff. Gross. Gross. Definitely getting Batter Skull here as opposed to Caldra. Dude, Dark Blast? What? Disgusting. Disgusting. Gonna dredge. Gonna dredge opponent. Dredge 3. No dredging. Stoneforge too strong. Glimpse. That seems acceptable. This is close, right? Because if I Apparition the Price Amalgam here, if my opponent doesn't have another creature, they cannot bring back the Vengevine. But what I can do is I can play a Knight this turn. And then next turn I untap with Knight. I can staple a Shadow Spear on it. And that's probably good news for me. Well, this is not Dredge. This is a CrabVine. But if I get rid of this Amalgam this turn, they cannot get back the Gravecrawler. So with the known information, they cannot get back the Vengevine. Because they can, you know, they can play this plus the Gravecrawler and get back the Vine, but... So if I Skyclave here, I get rid of this. The other option... The other option is to just put a Batter Skull in play. I play Shadow Spear and just hold that Batter Skull. My opponent cannot attack with this. Like, they can only attack with the... I think that's my best. I think that's my best line, actually. It's like, sure, they can get back the Vengevine, but... like, they just can't do anything with it. Like, they can attack, but... next turn, I untap... I suit up the Batter Skull with Shadow Spear, it becomes a 4/4. And now it attacks through all of my opponent's creatures. Like, they just cannot do anything about it. This blanks the Priced Amalgam. Le puedes mandar un saludo a mi novia, no me cree que estás vivo, se llama Ainhoa. Ainhoa, te mando un beso grande. Y sí, ojalá que andes bien. Cuídamelo al SRAM, por favor. Buena gente. Sculptor Spear leaves, we don't care. And then we can Skyclave something on the turn. Yeah, we can also just Skyclave the Vengevine too. Now they can't attack with anything. So I think I actually just want to play. I should have thought about this before. I want to play the Noble Hierarch because, like, if they are dredging Dark Blast, that's just game over, right? Like, if they dredge Dark Blast, they just lose. So I missed out on a point of damage there. Whatever. Like, again, like this just is unbeatable for them unless they have Force of Vigor. Sweet. 2-0. Let's go. All right. Yeah, this hand's fantastic, right? Turn 1. Or do I want to... My opponent did not reveal Companion. Because I can go turn 1, turn 2, play both. Or I can go turn 1 Esper Sentinel. And then if my opponent's playing like a discard spell deck or something, we start getting value. I'm going to go with Noble Hierarch. If they have removal for the Hierarch, it's kind of a bummer. If they have removal for the Noble, it's kind of a bummer, but... Dark Slick Shores. Yeah, it would have been so much better to go turn 1. Turn 1 Sentinel. And here I just have to be mana efficient. Like I can't... Now the Sentinel is just kind of awkward, you know? Hey friend, I was playing Amulet today and the play was going to win on turn 3. Dryad. 2 Amulet Titan, etc. My Hammer opponent had a strict Proctor on 2. I mean, they just wanted it more, right? So it's fine. Look, if your opponent ever wants it more, it's fine. That's an okay draw right there. Ah, good stuff, good stuff. My opponent went turn 1 Dark Slick Shores. Then they went Fatal Push. I have no idea what they're doing, but this is probably good. This may not be good. This may not be good either. That was very funny. That was really, really funny. I mean, I'm on the blind here, right? Like, I don't know what I want and what I don't want. Like, maybe they're playing Murkies, and Brutal Cathar is fine. Maybe they're playing Thing in the Ice. I'm assuming they're playing some form of control. Like, I don't think any combo deck would play Fatal Push in Thoughtseize. So I'm assuming they're playing some sort of mid-range deck. Let's go with this, and then we can make changes once we have more information. Like, maybe we want Biting Needle if they're playing, like, Planeswalkers and stuff. This hand's pretty good. Second is likely bad. Again, I'm hedging. Like, I don't know what my opponent's deck is. Like, if they have Thing in the Ice, Skyclave is fantastic. There's no companion revealed, no. Okay. Sunken Ruins. You love to see it. So I'm going to play my land. And I'm going to play second Stoneforge. See what my opponent does here. And then I'm just going to put this Kaldra in play. Just start bashing. Also, all of these dress downs make me think that it's actually quite likely that my opponent's doing some... that they're doing some thinking the edge shenanigans. Do we deploy second Saga? I don't think so. I think we just chill and just pass the turn. Still not sure they should have set him up without things. It's hard to say. Yeah, I just don't know what their deck is. Like I just don't know what they're doing. Like I just don't have enough information. Damnation. Okay. Can I please? Is this good? Is that good? Maybe they have Snapcaster, I guess. I just don't know what their deck is. 5, this is 9. Bring my opponent down to 2. Honestly, I should have gone for Shadow Spear. Shadow Spear equip onto this. 2-turn clock. Yeah, I guess that was a mistake. Newcomer Beater Blossom. Dude, unstoppable! Green-white company is unstoppable. Let's go. All right, round number 5. All 4 of our basics are in hand. I mean, we can go turn 1, turn 2. It may not matter against whatever my opponent is doing because they revealed nothing. I'm going to keep this hand. I think it's pretty strong. Belcher. I mean, Belcher's probably unbeatable for us, right? Favorite deck I brewed a few weeks back was Glad Reclaimer Infect, fetching Igmoth and issue step for protection. That sounds hilarious. Yeah, we're probably just, you know, can't beat Belcher. Very unlucky. Really unlucky if you think about it. Wanya! I was thinking about Collector Roof, but like we're a Stoneforge deck, right? So, you know, it's not the best combo I've ever seen. We're Stoneforge Urza Saga deck, you know. Skyclave off the top one time. Skyclave off the top one time. Skyclave off the top one time. Damn it. We're dead, right? I'm trying to think if there's anything that I can realistically do here. I think we're just... We put Caldera into play, swing for 6. Opponent kills us. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to make my opponent think that I'm some sort of Taxes deck. Like, I'm just dead, right? And if I'm not dead, then I have exactly lethal next turn. So, because of that, like, obviously, you know, I'm just gonna see the deck list real quick here. It's just stock Belcher, right? They're playing moons. Definitely good to know whether they're playing moons or not. Like, they're probably just gonna cut the moons, right? Because, like, they only saw white lands. So they're gonna think that I'm playing some sort of mono-white taxes deck. So Needle's good. I guess Apparition, I guess Night of Autumn. Cut these. Excavator plus Ghost Quarter, I guess it's a plan. I like Burnt and Forge Tender. Don't like Endings. Don't like Soul Guide. Okay. Karma be the best option for the Belcher, but for I mean, I'm a collected company deck, right? I'm not gonna play Karn. So this hand is turn to Knight on the play, which can then Ghost Quarter my opponent. Hopefully Ghost Quarter them out of the game. That's the dream. Oh, they have Fury, man. I'm just gonna get these birds and this Knight Furied. And I'm gonna be the saddest camper. Like, I'm just gonna go for broke here. Like, I just have to. I have to high roll. Like, this matchup is just horrendous for us. Like, I just have to high roll here. And if we don't get Fury and we do get to untap, then I can go sack this, play Stoneforge, Ghost Quarter my opponent, and drop a couple of Vesper Sentinels into play. If they do have the Fury, the game is obviously over, but... Don't slow roll me. Don't slow roll me. God damn it. It was so obvious. Why would they ever not have it, right? I still think this play is just the right play. Like, matchup's horrible. This Saga may be able to get a Piting Needle though, so if I don't die, at least we're working towards something, you know? Force, Beaching Force. Five, yeah. Missed land drop. Okay. Maybe. Just maybe. We're gonna play Knight next turn. This is lethal. Do I die? Am I dead here, or... Am I dead here, or what? Can I win, pretty please? Fury and Force. Why is this deck not playing Kahira? Right? They could play Kahira, and that's like always a green card to pitch the Force Evader. They usually do. Yeah, I mean, that would make a lot of sense. Like, I wonder why my opponent's not playing the Kahira. I don't think Sanctifier does anything at all. Forge Teller is kind of nice against Fury. Solo Guy doesn't do anything. Prismatic Ending doesn't do anything. Cathar doesn't do anything. I think we just submit the same here. I do imagine that the Blood Moons are going to be coming back. If my opponent sided them out for game 2, I imagine they're going to be bringing them back in now for game 3. And this hand is very good against Blood Moon for what's worth. Just no good against anything else. Gonna keep it though. They were playing 23 lands. I was thinking about playing 24, but the thing is that you're balancing mana dorks, company hits, and you're also trying to figure out, like, you just need to have enough, like, you're just trying to have so much stuff. Sure. So I'm gonna go for Saga here. Which means that I'm not gonna be able to fetch for basic planes, which means that I'm not gonna be able to Skyclave a Blood Moon. But it's one turn faster that I can get Biting Needle into play. Just want to make a joke with the number of lands you play. 23 lands, you seems too low. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Like, I really wanted to make room for a 24th, but you're just balancing too many things, and like something have to give, basically. Pass the turn. Can I please not die, pretty please? Opponent just like destroying their own lands left and right over there. Like, I just have to Needle on Golden Char Belcher. And I really don't want to play the Abimaya because it's going to fix my opponent's mana for Force of Vigor, but I just have to. So we swing for 3 here. Next turn we play Esper Sentinel, so my dudes are 4/4s. Never mind. There goes that. There goes that game plan. Nice little poker hand here. How many apparitions in this deck? 7. I only drew 4 of them. But there's actually 7. Am I dead? Yep. That sucks, man. It really sucks my opponent having it all. This matchup seems just not winnable, though. This matchup seems really, really not winnable. The fact that we stole the game is sort of impressive. All right, see you for the last one. See you for the last one. All right, guess I'm keeping this. Slacking a little bit of staying power. But yeah, the idea for Ranger Captain is to have some way to interact with like combo decks and stuff like that. It's like the best option that we have. Also, Ranger Captain fetching Esper Sentinel is pretty nice. We also have Forge Tender in the sideboard to go get with Ranger Captain, so it's a nice little 3-drop. Esper Sentinel. So my opponent taxing? You taxing over there, OP? Flicker Whips is good as the 3-drop? No, Flicker Whips is just not a good card. Like, do we even care about this guy? Like, I'm just playing this to play out my cards, honestly. Like, I don't think I care too much about the Esper Sentinel. It's just, I can't just pass the turn, you know? Yeah, I wonder if we're playing Mirror here. Because my opponent said, hey, friend, in the chat. No, we're not playing the same deck. They have Ephemerate? They do. Okay. That's like so good for me. My opponent just spent their premium, probably their best card in the matchup, and they just spent it to kill 2 worthless cards. I'm not gonna Brutal Cathar this, because like if they kill the Cathar, then things just are not very good for me. And I'm obviously getting Batter Skull here. Got exile on land here, but whatever. It's fine. Sure. Yeah, Cathar is looking pretty bad here, because I just can't safely exile anything. I can play this as bait. The problem is, if I play Knight and my opponent has another Skyclave, I just lose on the spot. So I'm just gonna play Brutal Cathar, exile the token, and the Cathar keeps both of my opponent's creatures at bay. Like, I'm definitely trading for this Solitude here. I guess I can just trade here, and then we get a 2/2. So now opponent can't attack, because we got the illusion token. Stoneforge. That we just kill with ending, so it's no big deal. Maul of the Skyclaves. Never mind. That actually is a big deal. Alright. I'm just gonna cycle here, look for a land. It's a company. All right. So even if my opponent can fire this off, and then we just GQ. So that's just good. Why not try the series' legacy in February? That's awesome. So they can attack with everything, or they can just attack with that. Also fine. Good. Go Squatter. Blow it up. Surviving at one. So we can actually tap this for green with the Avimaya, which is pretty nice. So I guess I can play out Esper Sentinel. And I guess I'm gonna sack this Stomping Ground, which means that I'm not gonna be able to ending on 3 anymore, but that's fine. That's a really good draw from my opponent. So just gonna get the Avimaya here. I'm just gonna company. I'm just gonna hope to find another Cathar, I guess. Well, I lose to Xaxis. Literally any chump blocker would have allowed me to survive. Any blocker. Any blocker would have allowed me to survive, but not that one. All right. Mono white Garbo. So those are good. These is good. These are good. Just Endurance is an okay card. That's bad. Ramming up's fine. So these are the cards that I want. That's a lot of 3-drops though. So I guess Cathar is not very good. It's got the Sentinels. I don't think I want Force. Until I see Urza Saga from them, I don't want Force Vigor, I don't think. Let's go like this. Man, we got pretty unlucky that game. That's fine though. Cathar hits germs. Yeah, that's why I'm keeping it. It just hits tokens. But I really never want to kill anything else. Like, I just want to kill the tokens and that's it. Sounds cool. And I think I'm getting Batter Skull with Stoneforge. Wisp also hits tokens. Yeah, but one of those cards is unplayable, the other one is not. Right? That's the big difference. Probably gonna ending that thing, but not this turn. Like this turn, I'm just gonna deploy Stoneforge. Okay, Batter Skull pass the turn. Gonna ending the Vial next turn. Or do we ending this? Huh. Get Caldra. Played you with my bro this weekend. He updated me on your life. Well, thanks, Adam. That sounds like fun. Had a good time. So the problem here is if I don't ending the Stoneforge, then their Flicker Wisp can blink the Caldra. And that's kind of a problem. So also, I guess I want to fetch right now to play around. To play around my opponent having Leonin Arbiter or some of that trash. Thraven Inspector. Dude, like Taxes players are just... They're very brave. Interesting. Okay. Exploding kittens. Yeah, I'm trying to get back to the streaming. That's a good draw. That one. Wanna blow that one up. Alright, so I definitely want forces now that I saw Saga. Taxes are just excited for Leon plus Sage combo. I think that's gonna be unplayable. I think that's just gonna be so bad. People are unreasonably excited about that combo, and I think it's gonna be so bad. Like Boseiju, it's a good enough card already. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't need to play a terrible card. You don't need to put a terrible card in your deck in order to make the Boseiju good. You know what I'm saying? I feel like people are getting overly excited about Boseiju in circumstances where it's just like fine, but like it's not really that good. It's a weird attack. I'm just gonna take it. Like I don't even know what this could mean, but like, oh, rest in peace. That's what that means. I think that's what that means. Can wait to bounce message you game 1 and kill a Belcher. Yeah, I mean, usually Belcher comes down and then you die, right? Just gonna trade germs here. I am 100% convinced that my opponent has rest in peace. Oh, they have that. Okay, sure. So now we Cathar the germ token. Don't mind sensor me, bro. You don't have mind sensor. This is slow, but like eventually I'm gonna get to ramp by one. um, kill that one. Gonna go with flagstones here. Cast hierarch, say go. So my opponent's hand is Caldra. I think they're gonna bounce Batterskull here. Oh, they blow up my land. Okay. This game is really interesting, actually. It's pretty nice. Quite an interesting game. Quite an interesting game. Lock there. This gives me the win, though. If I find another Knight of Autumn, I can blow up their Batterskull here, which is very nice. It's also very nice. I think we're just main facing this because I can find a land. It's not the worst, I guess. That's not the absolute worst, because now that's just like a surprise Caldra. Can you hear the baby crying? Yep. That's my life now. That is, that's my life now. So this is 6. Am I just blocking here? I think we just block there. Yeah, and now next turn we get to Cathar plus Cathar Exile token. Stoneforge. It's a big night. The problem is they're gonna suit up with the Maul. Man, like not hitting these land drops is so brutal here. Not hitting these land drops, oh, that's devastating. Yeah, that's game. I knew that this vial was eventually gonna get me. I just knew that this vial was eventually gonna get me. Yeah, not hitting those land drops, man. My opponent drew more lands than I did. And I'm the deck with Knight of the Reliquary. But they just suit up all the Skyclaves on the Thalia and we're just dead. That's rough. That's super rough. So I guess I should have had Force of Vigor along, huh? Should have had Force of Vigor along. I mean, I feel like if I'm hitting land drops, I'm probably in okay shape. But I'm stuck playing 1 spell per turn while my opponent is playing 3 spells a turn. So, GG's. Tough beats, tough beats. All right, wrapping this league up. I mean, started off really well. Obviously, the wheels fell off a little bit towards the end. But that can happen. That can happen. Definitely, it felt like this deck, or at least this sort of deck, could have some legs. It's kind of interesting how you're trying to figure out what, like, you just have to choose your axis, right? Like you just can't beat everything. So with a fair deck like this, you just have to pick your poison and say, okay, I'm gonna beat X, Y, and Z, and I'm going to accept that I'm gonna lose to, the other things. So like, for example, Belcher, right? Like, we played against Belcher and we just stood no chance there. And that's like, I could try to fix that with stuff like Collector Oof, Stony Silences, like stuff like that. I mean, probably just Collector Oof instead of Stony Silence, um, but you can only beat, feat so many cards, and I chose to, beat like Grixis Shadow, or like burn decks like that, which in my mind made a little bit more sense, knowing where the metagame is at right now. We did get outfared by the Taxes deck, where we did not hit any land drops. So even when I built the deck, I've always been kind of wanting to figure out a way to fit a 24th land already. The thing is that we only have 26 hits for a company, which is definitely on the low side of things. But you're just trying to juggle too many balls, because you need your Shadow Spear, your Saga Atlantic, because you need to make sure that you get value from Saga. You need your equipment because you need to get value from Stoneforge, and then you need your companies and your removal because you need to do some other stuff as well. So there just comes to a point where you just have to choose what you want to beat. And I think that I'm playing Ranger Captain because I wanted to beat the combo decks, or like try to help against Cascade specifically. Ranger Captain obviously is fantastic against Cascade because it just counters one of their Cascaders straight up. There's also a couple of copies of Endurance. Again, I'm trying to target the Grixis Shadows and the DRC decks of the world, so the copies of Endurance made sense to me. Same thing with the Brutal Cathars and the Skyclave Apparitions. Maybe we can do something where, we cut an apparition, and then we make room for, some other stuff, particularly out of the sideboard. Like, we could cut like one apparition, and we could cut, I don't know, maybe the Raminep Excavator, or make room for a couple of Collector Roofs. So that could be a way that we can go. So with a deck like this, always you just have so much flexibility, and you have so many ways that you can build your deck, because your deck is just like a bunch of value cards. So as long as you're choosing and playing some good cards, your deck can probably just function just fine. But cut the endings, add in the 4th Skyclave and a couple of 2-drops like Scavengers. Yeah, but the issue is that you're dying to Monkey, right? I did think, in fact, when I tried to bring this deck back before I added, Sentinels and stuff like that, one of the issues was that, turn 3 or turn 2, more often than not turn 3, because the Monkey decks are killing your bird on turn 1 every single time. So their Monkey gets through, and you're also behind on mana. So like, turn 3 Apparition is just way too slow against the Monkey deck. Like, by the time you're able to Skyclave Apparition, the Monkey has just gotten way too much value. So like, I feel like Prismatic Ending is just the card that we need to be playing in the main deck. Again, like, I'm just choosing what I want to beat. Like, I'm choosing to beat Monkey decks and like Luros decks, and I'm choosing to kind of lose a little bit against the combo decks and stuff like that. And the deck showed that it is powerful when we played against the control decks, like both against the blue-black and the blue-white control. It did feel like I was fairly in command of the whole situation. And the same thing against the Vengemind deck. Like, we just very easily, we just went way over the top of what the Vengemind deck was able to deal with. So it's just a matter of, what you want to do and what you want to beat. And I don't think that's the case. Like, and I'm saying this because I played decks like this before. And that's where I was falling behind. I was falling behind to the turn 1 Monkey into removal. And this is a way to ensure that I can beat DRC fairly easily, but Monkey gets out of hand very quickly and just gives your opponent more mana. But yeah. Okay, so that's going to be it for this league. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Leave me your thoughts in the comments down below, and, hook me up with a like and subscribe button. I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and bye-bye.